This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.
Yo, what up though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Vito, what up, though?
Same old shit, man.
We've been going a minute, Vito. You want to tell them where we been at?
No, you could tell them.
Well, me personally, shout out to the Ramley. I've been out LA for a while. Like, what is going on? Like, what's going on with Puka? But I seen somebody sent me something. I want you to verify it, Vito. Somebody sent me a picture of McCaffrey. I think he was out Germany or somewhere doing something with his knee. And in the picture, it looked like someone that looked like you. Can you verify if that was you or not?
Yeah, that was me.
Shout out to Vito, man. Shout out to McCaffrey. Shout out to the Niners since we back. Shout out to the Rams. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor, hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree with something, disagree, want to correct us on something, or if you want to call one of us an Uber, let us know in the comments. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you, so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen recently, Vito. Joel Embiid versus the Sixers fans. Joel Embiid says he's tired of being criticized by the Sixers fans, and he's risked a lot of things for this city. I mean, this is the same guy that's never been out of the second round. Same guy that got hurt this year, and instead of taking the off season off, went to play for Team USA. Then got the bag. Hasn't played yet as of this recording. They already say he's not playing back-to-backs. I don't know if the Sixers fans see the movie, but I kind of see it. Embiid is like the rest of these young guys that's in the NBA right now. They want their money, but they also want to play where they want to play at. So I think Embiid is starting this war with Sixers fans. This time next year, he'll be asking to get traded to a certain team. To me, that I believe that's the movie. What's your thoughts on it?
I agree with the movie part. I feel like he want to play on the West Coast.
Why you think the West Coast?
This is just the hype of, Cali, shit like that, good weather.
Okay.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? But my thing is, as far as him beef with the fans, you can't win against the fans.
Never.
Take your emotion out of it. You're very well paid to play a sport. But on the flip side, you gotta also give some blame to these owners for allowing these motherfuckers not to play back to back.
Right. And I think it's a rumor, like, is it the Sixers saying they're not gonna play him back to back? Is it Embiid saying he won't play back to back no more? That's crazy though. I mean, the NBA don't got as many back to backs no more, but to say you may never play back to back again is crazy.
Mind you, I understand, but you're playing basketball. You ain't out there fucking doing no construction, lifting 50-pound bags of cement all day long, 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week. No, those are the type of back-to-backs you need to sit out on. But to be playing basketball, get hundreds of millions of dollars, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit.
Man, the real back-to-backs he need to stop is them Big Macs back-to-back. I heard he's a McDonald's guy, man, and that's his problem. He's never in shape. Let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks. I know it's early in the season. Middleton hasn't been around yet, but Dame and Giannis has been there, and they not looking right.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know why, because I feel like that would be a perfect match, but it's not working for some reason.
My thoughts, I would think it's Glenn Rivers, man. Whenever he come around, man, Glenn Rivers messed the team up. Shout out Gilbert Arenas. I don't agree with him much on anything he says, but when he says that about Glenn Rivers, I definitely agree on it. I think Milwaukee will be fine eventually. They just gonna have to fire Glenn. And it's crazy because they already paying 2 other coaches while they paying him. You might as well go all in, fire him. You'll pay him as well as the other 2 coaches and get another coach. Why is it early in the season? That's my thoughts.
I feel like Dame would be good in OKC or something like that.
With Shea, you know?
Yeah, because Dame and Shea can both play the 2.
Right.
So it can be interchangeable.
So you talking about getting rid of Dame again? You making Dame a journeyman.
Man, fuck that. I'm saying he want to win, so obviously what he doing. But then again, injuries play a part in the season, the downfall last year. So we got to see how it play out this year.
Yeah, and they haven't had Middleton yet, so let's see how they look with Middleton. But if they still looking shabby, it's Glenn, man. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? But let me ask you a question. Let me ask everybody a question. A lot of people hype up the Western Conference, and it's been like that since I was a kid. Me personally, I feel like right now, watching these first couple of weeks of the NBA, I feel as though the Eastern Conference has caught up to the Western Conference. I actually think the Eastern Conference right now is better than the Western Conference. You agree? Keep it a C note.
I agree because Dallas came out the West last year.
Right.
It's a few teams, in my opinion, that is better than Dallas on the East.
Right.
So that's like the main team, the Lakers, they on the decline.
Right.
Golden State on the decline, even though my man Buddy is balling this year.
Right.
But we're going to see if he can maintain that. But yeah, like the mainstream teams in the West kind of are on the decline.
They still got names over there, but as far as team-wise, I agree. The teams, because even Phoenix and them, they still shabby. You don't know what you gonna get with Sacramento.
I was just about to say Sac too.
Because I got a couple teams. Like if we do it right now, can you name 5 teams right now? Since you've been watching the first couple weeks, 5 teams that you think can win the championship right now?
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna go Boston, of course, since they the champs, and I gotta go Dallas since they played in the champs last year, and I feel like they got a little bit better.
I do too.
Now I'm gonna go Denver.
Okay.
Because I feel like they got arguably definitely top 5 player in the league. I'm gonna go OKC.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to Knicks.
Okay, so you got 3 teams from the West that you think could win the chip now. Okay, I got Boston as the favorite. I think they will repeat. Second favorite, I actually got y'all with one stipulation, because I see you got nights so far where Cat can do it scoring, Brunson can do it scoring. If Karl Anthony Towns can average 11, 12 or more rebounds, y'all definitely a championship team. I feel as though it's going to be nights where it's going to be Brunson night. And when it's even when it's not Brunson nights, I feel as though like I've seen Sabonis and all these guys average double-doubles in the Eastern Conference. So to me, if Cat can average at least 11 rebounds and y'all don't have any injuries, I feel as though y'all a championship team. I'm also going, even though they're struggling, and I just asked you what's going on with them, I say Milwaukee, once they fire Glenn Rivers, they should be all right. OKC, my only I like OKC. They my favorite team in the West to watch. My only problem with OKC is they don't have a veteran. They don't have nobody on their team that's been there. So I think for the next couple years or until they get a veteran presence, they're going to be stuck where they're going to get to a certain round in the playoffs and hit a wall like they did last year. And 5, I got Dallas, and that's respectfully because I agree with you. They definitely got better. But yeah, that's my 5.
I was thinking like Milwaukee, but like I said, for some reason this shit just doesn't look like it's working. And I was thinking the Sixers, but you got 2 niggas that stay hurt.
Right.
Paul George and Embiid.
That's what I was going to ask because neither one of us had them in the 5.
Talent-wise, they definitely in there.
What I'm saying is where would you rank them right now in the mix?
As far as talent-wise, I would put them 1.
No, not as far as talent-wise, just as far as after the first couple weeks of the NBA season, seeing what the Sixers have, and then equating Paul George and Embiid into that situation.
Well, if we were equating everything like how they motherfuckers never play,
right?
They got to be between 6 and 8.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. I got them 6 through 8 too. Real quick, let's talk NFL talk. I heard recently a commentator saying that Patrick Mahomes was already a top quarterback as far as history-wise. So I was having a conversation with somebody, and they told me that Patrick Mahomes right now is top 3 all-time quarterbacks, even if he doesn't win any more championships. I thought it was crazy, but I want to ask y'all a question because I have a theory. My question would be, is Patrick Mahomes really that good? Or is the rest of the NFL quarterback field just below average? Keep it a C-note, let me know.
I feel like a little bit of both. He is really that good.
Okay.
And you have a lot of good quarterbacks in the league, but then it's a major drop. Like when you got the top guys, the drop off from the top guys to the next level is kind of steep.
Right.
But I don't, as far as him being a top 3 or he's not top nothing yet.
You don't got him top 5, top 10?
I don't even have him top 10 yet.
All time?
No.
Okay.
Well, matter of fact, I would have to go look, but right off top, I don't think he would be top 10.
So let me ask you this. If he was be the first quarterback to three-peat, does that change anything as far as your top 5?
Most months, I feel like whoever created this, the amount of rings you got makes you this guy. I feel like it was a 10th nigga on the bench who don't get in, and he had a debate with a nigga who was the man on another team, but they never win. Yeah.
Come on, man.
A bum-ass nigga, that's the last nigga on the bench that keep winning because he's on a good team versus the guy on a bum-ass team that never wins. Wins don't make you better.
All right.
You go off a game. Like, if we pull up to a basketball game, football game, within the first 5 to 10 minutes, we can see who's the best without knowing the score or stats.
Right.
So that shit don't mean nothing. I don't give a fuck how many rings he got. He benefiting from he got one of the top coaches.
Right.
On offense. He got one of the top defensive coordinators.
Right.
And they just be... Don't get me wrong, he nice, but it's too many old school guys out there that I would put in front of him.
Okay. Hey, shout out to you, Vito. I agree because, I agree with the coach thing. To me, I'm going to say I think that he is good. Mm-hmm. He's not top 3, top 5, maybe not even top 10 good. But the rest of the field is below average. And I think what puts him over the hump, because he makes a lot of mistakes too. You see it this year. He's throwing picks like it's going out of style. What saves him is Andy Reid. Mm-hmm. And when I had this debate with the person I was talking to, they was like, nah. I'm like, bro, Andy Reid is really good.
Yeah.
He's really good. And my thing is, if you go back to one era before, the only reason why he couldn't get over the hump all them times was the quarterback, Donovan McNabb. But he was like, at one point, he was dominant in the NFC.
And think about this, that you brought that up. Them Eagles teams, they weren't loaded with talent. Don McNabb was just okay.
Right.
You had guys like Ty Pinson and James Thrash as your 1 and 2.
Right. So, and before anybody grind me up, because I know we'll have viewers grind me up saying the rest of the field isn't below average. Let's just take this team right here. Who could you swap out with Patrick Mahomes and they'll still be undefeated? With the receivers that he got, him having to pull hunting them off of the streets. You know what I mean? I know he got D-Hop now, but what I'm saying is he done lost Rice, and I don't have another quarterback that would have been undefeated with this team.
I think Lamar might be.
Nah.
I think so.
Nah. Why you think they trying to add receivers to Lamar now? To me, if Lamar was in it,
I feel like adding names as receivers for Lamar is just like decoys so they can open up for him to be able to run more.
Listen, I'm glad you said Lamar, because to me personally, I say it respectfully, if Andy Reid had Lamar instead of Patrick Mahomes, he would be just like the Eagles right now. He would lose every time in the AFC Championship game, like he was.
I ain't mad at that, because in the clutch, Patrick does pull some rabbits out the motherfucking hat, man. I can't say that.
And that's why I say I'm not knocking him. He's still good. I don't got him top, but his level of good. And compared to the rest of because even I say Joe Burrow. But you see when Joe Burrow only got Jamar Chase and don't got a T. Higgins, he's totally different.
Listen, that fucking that running back makes a difference, man.
Yeah, that too. Shout out to Joe Mixon, because he definitely get busy. But since we talking Lamar Jackson and all of that, right? You know how in the NBA we say, or I say, Steph couldn't play back in the day and all of that. Rule changes changed the NBA, and that's why these players are doing that. The same thing is happening in the NFL. They have changed all type of rules, whether you like it or not. Guys like Kyler Murray, them small quarterbacks, even maybe a Lamar Jackson, they wouldn't have lasted in the other era where you was allowed to hit. Even illegal hits, just this little nigga don't do that no more. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? But for some reason, nobody never mentions that. The NFL don't get scrutinized for that. Even with all the injuries you're seeing today. These guys, just like the NBA, they don't practice as hard. They don't practice as much. And yet, all the injuries. Why doesn't the NFL get the same scrutiny as the NBA today?
I feel like the difference is being as though it's a physical sport. And I feel like being as though these guys are getting hit regardless, most people would think they can adapt. I kind of agree to a point, because if you put a guy like Lamar Jackson back in the day, he might get fucked up, because they definitely was allowing more hits. But he's not gonna get fucked up every play.
No.
And he's 10 times faster than fucking Randall Cunningham, and he could still throw the ball over.
But I think, to me, the difference back then is those guys today are so small that they wouldn't even have got drafted back then.
That's true. But my thing is, just because you 6'5", 250 don't mean you're going to take a hit better than me just because I'm small.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. But there was a point in time when you can go, the best or the most athletic quarterbacks in college football weren't making it. Yeah. Charlie Ward, Heisman, didn't he win a Heisman?
Yeah.
He didn't make it to the league because of his height. But now you got guys like Kyler Murray and these guys that can play in the NFL now because of the rule change.
But I feel like guys like that might thrive a little more then because it was a more run-based offense and people concentrated on the offensive line more. Now these motherfuckers just pull anybody out the draft for their offensive line.
Right. That I agree with. Because I'm like, yo, if you got all these college teams and you only got 7 rounds of the NFL draft, half the teams, more than half the NFL teams' offensive lines are horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. So I'm like, what is going on with college? Like,
I feel like that'd be my team downfall. Like, they always go for defensive line. They never draft. We came up with the guy Pooney, but that was by accident. Like, he wasn't even projected to be the starter.
Right.
And they just happened to come across him. But some of the best teams have some of the worst offensive lines.
Right. Here's my thing, though. I think the NBA, they said they changed the rules. They wanted more scoring, more entertainment, basically. The NFL was on the same type of note. Mike Vick, I think when he played for the Falcons, just his whole impact on the game is like, yo, if we got these dynamic quarterbacks and all of that in the league, it's going to make the league. What's his name? Jaden Daniels? Right now, he's a phenomenon in the league. You know what I mean? So I think for entertainment purposes, these rule changes were in effect. And, you know, they pushed it forward and now it's the entertainment thing.
Yeah, I agree.
To me. So, you know, they're doing a good job entertaining. But we midway through the season, Vito. If you got to give me 3 names right now in the NFL, this should be considered for an MVP. Who would they be? Keep it a C note.
All right. My number 3, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Okay.
Because they still the top of their division. And they've been, like, that defense been balling. And there's a bunch of guys that I don't even know most of the guys.
So if you had to give it to one person, it would be Watt. Okay,
yeah.
Let's go.
All right. My number 2, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Now, I was debating because I was looking at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield is balling, but they're not winning.
Okay.
And we all know the MVP, you have to have a certain amount of wins.
Right.
Because I think Baker Mayfield got like 21 passing touchdowns or some shit like that.
Yeah, he getting busy.
And he like number 2 in passing yards. But Lamar is like number 5 or 6. And he got 17 passing, like 2 rushing. Okay. So I'm going to put Lamar up there. And they're number 1 in the division.
Right.
And my number 1 is the Chiefs' defense.
Oh,
the defense...
You went fantasy football MVP.
Their defense is the reason why they're undefeated.
Shout out to that.
It ain't
Patrick as of recording.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes ain't even top 5 in passing, touching, none of that shit. Their defense is baller, and they play a whole lot of man, and they still keep motherfuckers. And the reason why I got them over Pittsburgh defense is because they played better, talented offensive teams than the one. But yeah, they've been balling.
Okay, me personally. You know, I don't like putting rookies and nothing, but you gotta put Jaden Daniels MVP consideration right now.
And he a little motherfucker too, not just little, skinny motherfucker.
Listen, the first 2 weeks of the season, I'm like, all right, he's just a kid that's going to take off and this, that, and it's gonna be that. Then he start throwing the football and show what he can throw the football. I'm like, oh, this kid got something.
And he had way less height than Chicago's quarterback,
Caleb,
and the Panthers quarterback,
Bryce.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. My number 2 right now is Josh Allen, and I know I criticize Josh Allen a lot, but Josh Allen is a turnover waiting to happen, and he has not turned the ball over this year, and he's getting busy. A lot of people, like myself, thought that they were going to fall off because of the defense, because they lost Diggs, and he's been getting busy. So he's my number 2. My number one is Jared Goff, and the disrespect for Jared Goff continues to happen.
They haven't fallen.
It ain't just you, Vito, but I'm looking at a lot of these professional sites and all that, and everybody is talking G and they're talking it. Nobody's mentioning Jared Goff, and I'm like, all he does is get busy.
He do.
You know what I mean? All he does is get. Who would ever thought we would be talking about the Lions having a chance to be a Super Bowl team and Jared Goff is their quarterback? Yeah. I don't care who you, if you say A in his top anything, you say their offensive line is top anything. How many people say with Jared Goff?
Listen, Jared Goff in the line is definitely a baller, but if we base it strictly off numbers, Baker Mayfield numbers is tops damn near everybody.
Okay, but like, I'm
passing just, yards and touchdowns and all that shit.
I'm just saying, listen, can I keep it a C note?
Absolutely.
Listen, shout out to Matthew Stafford. He helped us get a ring, right? But I have days where I question that trade, even when I'm looking at the picture of the ring. Because I'm looking at how good Jared Goff has become, and some days I question that trade, even with the ring and all. So I'm keeping the casino.
Who you think currently is better?
Out of them two?
Yeah.
Jared. I'll keep it a C note.
Now, listen.
Before you say something, shout out Cousin Reek. Cousin Reek texted me after week 8. He said, is Jared Goff the best quarterback in the NFC right now? And I said, yes.
Could be. But this is my thing. In a game-winning drive, who would you rather have?
I would rather have Stafford.
Me too.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying right now, Jared Goff has been the better quarterback. Yeah. I'm just keeping it a C.
Yes, probably for like the last 2 years.
We got Thursday night football. You got Cincy at Baltimore. Keep it a C. Who you got?
I got Baltimore, even though Cincy plays them good, they ain't been looking right lately. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like, what's the difference besides missing? Did they get a new coordinator or something?
Well, Higgins been in and out. They don't got Boyd no more, even though a lot of people say Boyd wasn't a factor, but they don't have that third guy no more.
Where is Boyd at right now?
Tennessee.
I gotta look him up because
he wasn't doing nothing, but now that Hopkins going, we gotta look second half of the season, see what it do. Jaron Boots Ennis fighting in Philly this weekend. Shout out to Boots. He's definitely holding the city down. I don't even gotta ask you because I already know we both got Boots. We ain't even gonna act silly. But are you still pressed to see Boots versus Crawford? Yes, no? Keep it a C note.
Yes. But before I go into that, I just want to say Boots need to stop taking these fights.
Again, I think this was a mandatory, though.
Okay.
This was a mandatory.
Well, that's understandable. But just in general, don't take these unnecessary fights. Like the last fight, he didn't look good, and Bull was landing shots.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So he taking unnecessary risks. Right. But as far as the Crawford, definitely. And I feel like Crawford is doing what most fighters do in their career, like they picking and choosing when they get to a certain point, which when you get to that status, you got the right to. But he definitely know what he's doing. He don't want that smoke.
And I just seen, even though you said that, I just seen reports recently, and I don't know who it was. It'll still be on the screen. They said basically Boots hasn't been pushing for a Bud fight. Mm-hmm. Like, as far as behind scenes with paperwork and all that, like, he hasn't been doing that. Like, it's a movie. You think that's true?
No, I don't believe that. Because I just did see an interview when he said he was going at everybody, especially Crawford. And I want to give a shout out to my youngin' D Flame because he told actually a group of us years ago before Boots really was like a mainstream
He
fighter.
told y'all.
Because he fight. Well, he used to, and he was telling us. He was like, yo, I think he's better than Crawford. I think he's better than Spence. And he said, I think we beat all of them. And we was looking at him like he was crazy. But
shout out D Flame for that, man.
He was right.
Shout out to that. How about Tank versus Lamont Roach? There's been a lot of like people upset with that fight because Lamont Roach is a champion at 130. They're saying Tank could have fought anybody else, and if nobody else wanted to fight him, he should have took the year off. What's your thoughts on that whole fight and all that? Keep it a C-note.
I'm not even familiar with the guy Roach.
Okay.
I feel like you got the Russell guy that he could fight. It's quite a few guys he could fight. You could fight Shakur. At the end of the day,
Shakur, for the record, Lomachenko declined to fight, and they're saying Shakur declined to fight.
Against Tank?
Yes. That's for the record.
Well, if that's true, then both of them, they just need to shut the fuck up because they do a whole lot of talking in the media.
It's a lot of reports, too, that Lomachenko is going to retire.
Oh, I can see that because he got 1 million fights. But if Shakur, all that shit he be talking, if he declined to fight, he got a pocket.
Yeah, they're saying Shakur and Lomachenko both declined to fight.
And I don't think nobody at this current point wants to see him fight Dev. So
no,
but it's definitely some guys out there he could fight, man. I don't know what's up with him, but truthfully, I don't think most of them. I don't think none of them can beat him either. But
no, I don't. But that's my thing, and I criticize this fight. I'm like, if you gonna fight him, I get it. He's a champ, but he's at 130. 5 pounds ain't that much. But I look at it like this. If I'm looking Lamont Roach, let's just take Frank Martin, who Tank just knocked out. If I had to bet my money, I'm still betting on Frank Martin. We got Keyshawn. You got Schofield, you got a bunch of fighters down there right now. Not saying that they'll give Tank work.
People would rather see them guys.
Right. So that's my whole thing. And so, I don't care about Lamont Roach being a champ at 130. I don't care about none of that.
That's the out. So if anybody asks why you fight him, they could always go to, oh, he's the champ. Nobody trying to hear that shit.
So, what's your thoughts on people saying that Tank needs to move up to 140 to fight guys like Teo? Because, Dev and all of them is at 140 now. So, what's your thoughts on that? Because Tank right now, he's lamping at 135.
There's nowhere else to go but up.
Right.
Why you keep babysitting this weight class? Like,
right.
There's nobody really in that class. If you're not going to fight Loma, if you're not going to fight Shakur, anybody else you're going to fight is going to be an up-and-coming name that a lot of people ain't familiar with, like the guy Roach. Right. So you might as well go fight these names. Motherfuckers been calling you out because you're the biggest name. And you're the biggest payday. So go fight these guys.
I believe because Tank is short.
Mm-hmm.
I think they say like 5'5", so I think that's affecting him moving up. And then he's naturally small, pause. Mm-hmm. But my whole thing is, okay, if you're going to stay at 135 and we need these bigger fights, you got to stop putting all these clauses in these fights. These dehydration clauses.
Yeah, I don't respect that.
If you going to babysit at 135, bro, you cannot put all these clauses in. Because I believe that no matter how big of a draw he is, if he moves up to 140, a lot of people is not bowing out to whatever.
That's because
Tank
he not going to be the big dog in the weight class anymore.
Right. That's what I feel. But if you're gonna babysit at 135, Tank Davis, you gotta stop doing these dehydration clauses.
Yeah, that's
you're not
crazy.
Gonna get no big fights no more with all this bull crap. Niggas is hip to that movie.
First and foremost, that's a cop out in itself. Motherfuckers been doing that since forever. Now all of a sudden, it makes it seem like you're scared of this guy. He could have beat fucking I can't think of his name, but you could have beat him regardless. I don't think
Garcia.
Garcia. I don't think the weight would have made a difference.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah,
Because think about it, a fight in the street. Right now, if I walk down the street and this motherfucker 6'3", 200 pounds, and it's going down, I can't say, "Nah, you outweigh me."
Yeah.
That shit don't mean. I've never in my life had a fight with a person that was smaller than me. They always bigger than me. I'm
Right.
5'7". So
Right.
that shit don't mean nothing.
Right. Yeah, Tank ain't trying to hear that shit.
No, he
bro.
definitely ain't.
He ain't trying to hear that shit.
I can't say, hold on. How much you weigh?
Yeah.
No, you drank too much water. I can't fight you. Fuck out of here.
Before we get out of here, you got anything else?
Shout out to 49ers, man. Even though we ain't looking good, we're going to get it together.
Let's keep it a C-note, Vito. We going into week 10 as a recording. No bias. Who wins the NFC West?
The NFC West, we do. We beat the best team in the NFC West. Even though we lost to y'all, we lost to the Cardinals. The best team in the NFC West was Seattle.
Hey, shout out to the Rams, because when he say that, I'm going to say we won against y'all, and we didn't have our best players. So what are you going to do when we have our best players?
You had your best player. Matt Stafford is your best player.
Okay, shout out to that. Shout out to Matthew Stafford. Before we wrap it up, I do want to say one thing about the Rams. My nigga Puka, if you gonna be that guy that's gonna be the grind it out, get us 3 extra yards and breaking records and all that, you can't be hurt every other play, man. You killing me, you hear me? Show me some love, bro. Gosh.
I mean, some guys just like that, man.
Some guys are definitely just like that. Puka may be one. The next time I want to see Puka Nacua hurt is from him celebrating after we win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm talking about? Anything else?
No, that's it for me.
We up out of here, people. We fried off of, what is this, Vito? Let them know what we was drinking.
1800.
1800? What kind? Because this is a special 1800.
Crystalino.
Shout out to that. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. We appreciate y'all. If you're not sub, please hit the sub button. Make sure you hit the like button and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. You may agree, you may disagree. We fried off the 1800s, so you may want to call one of us an Uber. Let us know in the comments if we need an Uber. Make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment like you so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I'm representing the Rams. I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C-note. We holla at y'all.
This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, da,